Let's talk about the running backs in the NFL, or the lack of running backs, man. Why do you think the running back position right now has been devalued, in your opinion?
I just think it has been devalued over the way that they're trying to turn the league into like a straight passing league. Like, I've been saying this for years and years. Like, yeah, you get those certain teams, they're gonna pass the ball all over the field. But when it gets December, January playoff football, we all know that you got to come back to that running back. You got to have a running game. Know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a big part of it. Why I feel like they have devalued the game, because, like, when I was coming up or when I was playing, like, it was like we getting 20, 25 touches a game. And, like, with things that I've seen, like, in the past years, like, you will be watching a game, and then the end of the stats, the running back will have, like, 50, 60 rushing yards and, like, 40, 50 receiving yards, and they say he had a great day. But when we was coming up, that was a terrible day for us.
Yeah, but let me play devil's advocate here. All right, so the game has evolved. The game has changed over the years. Back in the day, you didn't see too many back in the 80s and the early 90s. Even as quarterbacks, you didn't see a lot of 4,000-yard passes. You definitely didn't see a lot of 5,000-yard passes. But now you're seeing that almost every season. If you don't have a 4,000-yard passing season, it's almost like you didn't have a really good season as an NFL quarterback. As you mentioned, the game has evolved to more of a passing game. So how do you feel like running backs in today's game have to adjust to what the league is doing on offense?
Okay, well, first of all, I got two things to that question. I like that you say you devil advocate and you see the 4,000 to 5,000 passing yards. I'm going to point out a guy. We're going to talk about shirtless Kirk Cousins. He's going to give you 4,000 yards in the regular season, and then come to playoffs, he's going to shit on the money. Like, you got to run the ball. That's why, we get the playoffs, but we lose in the first round or this and that, because the running game. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you come to it, like I played with a guy by the name of Bruce Arians. And throughout my whole career, it was running back, like, worry about rushing yards and this and that, and then, catching the ball out of the backfield, still being that threat. Now I go inside with Arizona Cardinals or with Bruce Arians, and 80% of the time, it's like, as a running back, we're not sitting back there blocking those guys that's coming in. We're doing free release. Or you going out wide running routes on the linebacker, so it's all about a mismatch. So I had to I had to go like my practice schedule and look at the game different. Now I got to focus more on running routes from the outside. I got to focus on making sure I'm getting 100 to 200 catches in on the jug machine every day after practice, because I know in this offense we're trying to create mismatches, and I'm gonna have to catch the ball out on the outside. It's different with running right on the outside and coming out of the backfield.
Right. So now on the running backs, if you're not catching the ball out of the backfield, like you're a good receiver out of the backfield, right? I think in today's game, as a running back, you have to be able to stay on the field for all three downs and be able to catch the ball out of the backfield, even on first down, and be a good pass protector as well. So if you're a running back, don't you feel like because the game has changed, then this is what the league is looking for. This is what the league has done. This is what running backs have to adjust to. This is what you guys have to do all the time now.
Right, okay. So if I adjust to that, and I'm doing what you're requiring me to do, right, within your offense, I should be paid as such.
So what's it say? Like, you're obviously not the biggest Kirk Cousins fan in the world, so especially in the playoffs.
No, I love Kirk Cousins.
All right, so when you're saying a guy like Kirk Cousins, you do a lot of great things in the regular season, 4,000 yards in the regular season. Then in the postseason, they need to run the football. Obviously, you need to have a balanced offense because you don't want to be predictable when you're on offense. So what's it say about a team like the Minnesota Vikings, who had such a great season with Kirk Cousins, with Kevin O'Connell, who had a great first season as a head coach. Of course, they got the best wide receiver, in my opinion, in the NFL, but they released Dalvin Cook this offseason. What's that say about the league when you got a team like the Minnesota Vikings, who had that great season with those great players I just talked about, and then they release maybe they're one of the best players on offense out of the backfield.
Yeah, and that just shows you, I feel like that comes with coaching because, like I say, we're going to throw it all over the field in the regular season. Then we get to December, January. That's what our team is used to doing. That's what we're doing. So it's hard to just flip the switch and be like, okay, now we finna focus on this running game because it's gonna get us through the playoffs. You got to do that all throughout the regular season. So when it comes to the point where it's like it's time for the playoffs, we already used to doing this instead of we just used to throwing the ball all over the field. That's one point to it. And the other point that I can say is, at the end of the day, I feel like it was a business decision. They feel like I think the backup is Madison or something like that.
Yep.
They probably feel like they pass the ball so much they feel like Madison can come in and do what they need Dalvin to do because they don't motion Dalvin out of the backfield to throw the ball and stuff because they got plenty of receivers to do it.
Yeah,
they got the best receiver in the game. So I feel like on the business side of things, they feel like they can let Dalvin go and have the backup come in and do some of the same things in the running game, being that they don't run the ball as much.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.